Welcome back, everyone. Today is Thursday, May 14th. I'm Coach Kevin,
Coach Ronnie.
and today we have a workout for you, grip, don't trip. But before we get into the workout, Coach Ronnie's going to warm us up.
Today's warm-up, we have 3 rounds of movement. We're going to start with 5 dive bombers. So Coach Kevin's going to get himself down to a push-up position. He's going to pike his hips up into a downward dog, and when he shoots through, he's going to lower his chest to the floor, get back up into a cobra pose. All right, so that's 1 rep. Again, we can start at downward dog, shoot ourselves through to that cobra pose. We're really trying to focus on opening up through that posterior chain, hamstrings and glutes, and then activating that core, upper body in that cobra pose. From there, standing up, spreading our legs through, we got 10 lateral lunges, so 5 each side. What I'm looking for is hip crease below parallel on the loaded one side, right? Really shifting your weight so that you maintain balance and loading into that opposite leg and then staying into balance with the weight in the midfoot on that lateral lunge. Again, 5 reps on each side with that. From there, we're going 5 per side of bird dog. So on our hands and knees, we're now focusing on extending the opposite arm, the opposite leg, away from the midline to get our body warmed up. All right, so again, focus on using opposite arm, opposite leg. Really try to push away from the midline to keep you in a little more balance and allow yourself to get activated and warmed up through the shoulders and glutes. All right, from there, we're going 30 seconds on each side in the Samson stretch. So just get into a deep lunge without that knee touching the floor, stretching through that hip flexor with that back leg, interlacing those fingers, pressing out overhead to get that active shoulder position. Again, really trying to get as low as you can without that knee touching the floor, really trying to open up through that front hip flexor. Right, so that's 3 rounds of movement, 5 dive bombers, 10 lateral lunge, 5 bird dogs per side, and then 30 seconds each side on that Samson stretch. Let's get through warm up and we're ready for the WOD.
Today's workout is grip, don't trip. It's going to be a fairly long workout, so just kind of get yourself prepped and ready for that. From the beginning, we're going to be starting off 4 times. It's going to be 100 air squats, 100-meter farmer carry with a single dumbbell, using a 50-pound dumbbell for the men, a 35 for the women. That will be the R.I.S.E weight. Obviously, everybody at home will have to modify with whatever weight that we have. After we do the 100-meter farmer carry, we're going to be going into 50 sit-ups and then back into that 100-meter farmer carry. And then next round, we're going to be going 80 air squats, 100-meter farmer carry, 40 sit-ups, 100-meter farmer carry. Hopefully you guys can kind of see the pattern here. We're going to be going down by 20 in the air squats, down by 10 in the sit-ups, always following each exercise movement with a 100-meter farmer carry. All the way down to the last set will be 20 air squats, 100-meter farmer carry, 10 sit-ups, 100-meter farmer carry, and then you'll finally be done with today's workout. So we do kind of have a lot going on, but the movements themselves aren't very difficult, so we want to make sure you can get the most out of them. So let's talk about the air squat here first. We're going to have Coach Ronnie demonstrate 3 good air squats in the front. He's going to be making sure that he has his feet in a good position, driving out the knees, loading up the glutes and hamstrings, and making sure that when he comes up out of that squat, he straightens the legs all the way. When we look at it from the side, you notice that Coach Ronnie brings his hip crease below that parallel before he stands back up. And again, he's keeping that torso nice and tall as he goes through the air squats. But we have a lot of air squats here today. The big things that we're going to focus in on not doing is, one is this weird little club squat where if we look at Coach Ronnie from the side, that he does a great job getting below parallel, but as he comes up, he straightens out the leg, but doesn't open the hip all the way. And then he goes right into the next squat. So if you notice, this looks quite fast. You're able to get a lot of repetitions done, but we're not holding the standard of the movement. So in that air squat, the hip is supposed to stand or open all the way up by standing and being nice and vertically tall in the top of the air squat. The other thing that we're going to look for is making sure that if we have Coach Ronnie turn to the front, is that he's not just bottoming out in the squats. He's not just collapsing underneath and then utilizing soft tissues in his ankles, knees, and hips to bring him back up. We want the muscles in the legs, in that lower body, to feel tension in the bottom of the squat and using that stretch reflex to be able to come back up. With all the repetitions that we have today, it doesn't matter if it's rep number 1 in our air squat or rep number 300 in our air squat, we want all our air squats to hold the standard of the movement and obviously be as efficient as possible. So just be mindful as you're going through, load up the muscles in the legs, making sure you hold the standard of that movement, that we're opening the hip all the way, trying to get as low as possible, if not bring parallel in that squat, if you have the ability to. Now when we get into the farmer carries here, the farmer carries that we're doing today is going to be with a single dumbbell holding out one side. What we're going to do is take a look at Coach Ronnie just from the front here quickly. If you notice Coach Ronnie from the front position, his shoulders are still square, his hips are still level as he's standing here holding the dumbbell. So this position is actually what we're looking for even as we walk with the dumbbell in our farmer carry. So when Coach Ronnie turns aside, he begins his farmer carry, he's going to be mindful to engage his midsection and focus in on his shoulders, hips, everything staying square as he goes through that carry. So again, we're looking for 100 meters in that farmer carry. The thing we're looking for is when we get tired, there's a tendency to overcompensate. So as we get fatigued, there's a tendency to want to lean to the opposite side of the dumbbell so that we can kind of hold it, and it makes it easier since we're kind of counterbalancing the weight using our torso. We don't want to do that. We're not getting that activation through the midsection and the core that we're looking for. And then the other thing is, when we fatigue, is allowing the dumbbell to pull us out of position by leaning to that side. Same type of thing here. We're not utilizing that midsection to hold ourselves in a nice, good, square, upright position as we do the farmer carry. So just make sure that when you go to do that farmer carry, it's not about going through the movement as fast as possible. It's about maintaining the best position possible. After the farmer carries, we have sit-ups. So sit-ups themselves, again, we've done a million times, but we do want to make sure that we hold the standard for the sit-ups today, because again, there are a lot of repetitions. Once we get down on the ground, Coach Ronnie's going to have his feet together. As he lays back, reaches back, both hands touch the ground behind his head. As he throws his hands up, he's going to reach for his toes, if not for the ground in front of him, and he's going to sit all the way up. In this position, you can see that Coach Ronnie's shoulders are just slightly in front of his hips. We at least want your shoulders in line with your hips. Hopefully, at a minimum, we can get our shoulders in line with the hips, barring any type of flexibility, mobility issues. The big thing, again, we want to look for is when Coach Ronnie goes back, again, reaching back as far as he can, coming up, sitting up nice and tall with that torso, not rounding in the back, and reaching forward. The thing we don't want to see here today is when Coach Ronnie goes to lay back, he does an awesome job reaching back, but then when he goes to come up, he's just barely touching the heels of his feet, and his shoulders are staying back behind his hips, and he's not coming up all the way. Again, we are doing a sit-up, but we're not holding the standard of that movement. We really want to make sure that we're sitting up tall, bringing those shoulders forward, again, using that hip as a gauge to make sure we're at least getting in line with the hip, if not slightly in front, and then reaching for those toes or for the ground out in front of us. So that will be the sit-up for today. All right, so after the sit-ups, again, you're going to be going back into that farmer carry. Again, look for those staying type of things we were talking about earlier. Don't allow the dumbbell to pull you out of position or overcompensate just by leaning. Really engage that midsection as much as possible and trying to keep your shoulders, hips square and under control as you go through the farmer carry. So today will be a nice long workout, so continue to get warmed up, and we'll come back and talk about some strategy for today's workout. Strategy for today's workout that will kind of help you get through all the repetitions that we have today is one thing we can do on the air squats is we can kind of change up our foot position a little bit. If you look at the number of repetitions we have, it does total 300 air squats. So doing 300 air squats with the same foot position every single set could get a little bit fatiguing, and it could, cause a lot of soreness just in one singular spot. So if you change your stance up just a little bit as you go through, say you want to do some with your normal medium stance where you feel nice and strong, if you want to do some with a little bit wider stance one set, or even if you want to bring your feet in closer a little bit, those little variations in your foot positions not only give you a good mental break in the workout, but also it can kind of change the focus and the amount of stress that you're putting on different groups of muscles within the legs, allowing you to kind of get through all the sets, hopefully not fatiguing yourself out too early on in the workout. And then the other thing that we want to do is your hand position on the farmer carries. So we do have a 100-meter farmer carry after the air squats and a 100-meter farmer carry after the sit. So you have the option of carrying the 100 meters in your one hand the entire time. After the sit-ups, you would use your other hand for that farmer carry. That would probably make it the most difficult to be able to do in the workout. But again, if it's something that you're not very good at, or you do get very fatigued and you want to be able to switch your hands throughout that 100 meters, that's fine, as long as you're able to maintain a good torso position throughout those farmer carries.
All right, guys. Also on the farmer carry, let's focus on just keeping that core really engaged to allow ourselves not to waver side to side and try to counterbalance that weight. If we keep that core engaged, maybe put our hand out a little bit to give us a little bit of balance, we should be able to stay pretty straight, nice and tall, vertical as we walk through those steps. With that farmer carry on the steps, let's make sure we're smooth and steady, not really big strides. Let's keep those strides at a good normal pace. Even if it's becoming a little taxing, even shuffling the feet isn't a bad option for you as long as you're staying in a good position with those farmer carries. On the sit-ups, it is a lot of reps. Can get very taxing on the core and the hip flexors. Just really try to stay consistent, take the breaks where you need them. Make sure you're breathing through those sit-ups and allowing yourself to really keep that core engaged, especially on the way back, so that you're not allowing that core to relax and take the brunt of that initial aspect of sitting up into those hip flexors. Any question you guys have, again, feel free to shoot a message to us on Sugar WOD, or even message the coaches directly. It's a long one, but it's a fun one, a good opportunity for you to get some different movements in, some carries in, some strongman work. Have fun. Let's do it.